I've been doing some interviewing this week and coming across a lot of cases of redundancy which we've seen in the marketplace, and it's sad to watch, and I get the feeling that it's only going to get worse. And I thought I would share some ideas on how our BBX clients are using the power of the BBX community to avoid having to make some of their valuable staff redundant. The sort of situation you might be in is having an infrastructure. We'll call your company Acme Limited, and your infrastructure can handle a certain amount of business. We'll call that total revenue. That could be a garage with 3 ramps and you can service 3 cars an hour. Or it could be a chauffeur company with 2 cars and you can do 2 chauffeur jobs an hour. Okay? At the moment, you might have a reduced amount of revenue because of what's happening in the marketplace, which leaves a lot of what we call spare capacity going to waste. That spare capacity is the underutilised infrastructure, the chauffeur car that's sitting on the car lot instead of out taking a person around, or the ramp in the garage that's now lying empty. And this is literally evaporating out of the business. On the other side of your staffing ledger, you might have 5 staff at the moment that might be on furlough, and they're just about to come off of furlough, and they get paid £2,000 per month each. So you've got a £10,000 wage roll that you're wondering whether or not can be funded out of this reduced amount of revenue. Therefore, for an immediate effect of saving some cash, you might be in the unfortunate situation of having to let one of your staff members go. So that reduces your wage roll to just £8,000 a month, which might be palatable. Unfortunately, it means you've got a family on the streets that have no job at the moment, but also this person that you've already recruited, you've already trained, you've already blended into the ways of your business, will at some point in the future need to be replaced, and that comes at heavy cost. So possibly if you think differently, you might be able to use the power of our community to bridge that gap. You see, we can tap into this spare capacity and introduce extra business to create more revenue, and we'll call this BBX revenue. This is stuff that otherwise wouldn't have happened, and it's topping up the existing cash revenue. At the same time with your staff here, I'm sure if they're a good team, they might all accept that instead of earning £2,000 per month into their Lloyds Bank account, they'll earn £1,600 into their Lloyds Bank account and 400 BBX pounds per month. So what's happening here? Well, first of all, they're still getting £2,000 worth of value each. So none of them are worse off in terms of total value. Secondly, you haven't got to let one of your staff members go, which can disrupt any dynamic of a team, and as I said, you've got to replace that person in the future. Thirdly, your cash saving is still apparent, so you're still okay with cash, and this extra wage bill here is being funded out of the extra business we bring you through your spare capacity. So that's just one way where businesses working together as collaborators can avoid having to do nasty decisions that I'm sure most of us don't want to do. BBX has been going for 27 years. We exist in 14 countries, and we've got 90,000 business owners that use this sort of method to get a better result. I wish you well. I hope this has given you an extra angle, and I hope actually that you're not in a position of having to think about this anyway. Have a great weekend.